Hey everybody, Patrick here. Today I'm going to go through and review a mirror match of Azalea against Azalea. This matchup is a little bit funky, and some people really don't like playing it because we both counter each other's game plan. We're looking to just lock the other person out of the game and stop them from being able to play. So our disruption is just really good into each other. Rend the Ledger, Laced with Inertia, Seek and Destroy, Remorseless. These are all things that just the opponent hates. That we hate like the own effects on our own deck. Okay, so obviously it's 50-50, but the big decider is who goes first. I think that really matters. You want to be going first. You want to be the first one to find disruption. Okay, one more thing. This is my sort of experimental aim counter list, so it is going to have some funky choices. So we'll start off with equipment and Crow's Nest. I'm actually going to try and make use of Crow's Nest. I need to jump through the hoop of Azalea ability, flipping a card off the top, and then paying one in order to put an aim counter on a meaningful aim counter carrying card. I have a few of those in this matchup. Okay, next we have Death Dealer. This is just the only bow I'm running, and it's a great bow. Good aggression, good value. Next we have Fandel Spring Tunic. It's not going to be amazing in this matchup, but it can be amazing. If I get one activation off of it, that's all I need, and it needs to be a critical activation where it just makes me play like a 5 or 6 card hand where I just push like 18 and a really meaningful set of on hits. Next, we have Long Draw Half Glove. Great equipment in this matchup. I know some people are still on Bullseye Bracer, but I really like Long Draw. The one block is nice, but the activate ability just lets you get around a single Rend the Ledger if you are able to Arsenal an arrow. So you need to make sure you have an arrow in Arsenal in the previous turn. Okay, and then next we have a Skullbone Cross Wrap. This is great at just smoothing out your turns and helping you find your disruptive arrows, specifically Rend the Ledger first. Next, we have Snapdragon Scalers. These are going to be used as sort of like, as soon as I can get like 4 value off of them, I'm just going to send these in. They're not the most meaningful in this matchup. It's going to be a very quick, aggressive matchup. Okay, let's take a look at the deck list though. So I'm bringing in 3 Immobilizing Shot. This is just kind of one of the cards I'm testing actually in the aim counter list. And it should be really effective here, limiting them to a single attack action and a single non-attack action. So that'll really reduce the amount of pumps that an arrow could get. Also, I'm bringing in Ravenous Rabble. This is like living somewhere between the main and the side, but I'll mention it. It's just hopefully going to be a 0 for 4. Go again. That's just good. It's a good aggressive card. It's not going to be super meaningful in this match, but it still is a card. It lets me see cards on top. That's the main reason for it. If I can find an Immobilizing Shot or Rend the Ledger off the top, then it will be doing its duty. Next, we do have Rend the Ledger. This is the most meaningful card in the matchup. The first one to find Rend the Ledger is generally the one who's going to be winning this game. Next, we're bringing in Remorseless because Azalea likes to play a lot of actions in a single turn. If they play 5 actions in a turn, then they take 5 additional damage, making this a 1 for 10. Very good rate. Also notably, I'm playing 2 Ridge Rider Shot. This lives in the main, and this is just a way to find my aim counter cards or other meaningful cards like Rend the Ledger. And then finally, there's 2 Spire Sniping Blue, which come in as additional pitch, but the main reason here is just to help me find my meaningful arrows faster by using the triggered ability on it. And that's the deck, so let's hop into it. Okay, here we are in game, and my opponent wins the die roll, choosing to go first. This is all correct. We have the same equipment loadout, and right off the bat, they find a Rend the Ledger. So they have the option to flip and try and find a dominated arrow, or they can just shoot it off, getting it into the grave early. So that effectively gives them an additional 3 copies of it by the Codex of Frailty. Okay, so they're just going to come in with it, coming for 11, but fortunately, I am able to cover up 11 here using my long draw. So equipment definitely doing its work here. So that was very fortunate that I had 2 arrows. And you can see here, I just draw into my own Rend the Ledger. So I do need to consider, how do I want to play this turn out, right? I could knock to load in the Rend the Ledger and then flip, but I think instead I can do it a little bit smarter and pitch away my Codex because I don't need that right now. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot better because then I'm just going to, good. Okay. I acted before I could even speak it out, but I'm doing exactly this line here, where I pitch the Codex of Frailty to load in the Rend the Ledger, play the knock to put another one on top, flipping into the flipping into the red in the ledger that I put on top, and then coming in for 8 dominate. I should hold on to my Rain Razors here just as a card in Arsenal, because they're just going to take 5 and then be under red in the ledger. So they're likely just going to pass. There's no reason for them to do anything else. They should just pass. They don't have a card in Arsenal. They can't play any attacks. So why waste the cards? Unless they want to get rid of a card in hand that is useless to them, but I don't know what that would be. Maybe a knock. I don't know. I don't know what their hand looks like. So they just got time walked. And that's what I mean. This matchup is very volatile. The first one to land a red in the ledger is most likely to win. So I feel very far ahead right now. But both of our codexes are online. And on my side, I could draw into an okay hand. I'm probably going to, bottom that, try to draw into a pump. And then I'd like to just play out the Rain Razors. I could blind flip, but I do have a Remorseless in hand, and I do like that on hit. So I'm happy to just, pitch the Amp Arrow, load in the Remorseless, hopefully draw another pump, then play out my Lace. Nope, I hit another Remorseless off the top. So I bottomed one, had one in hand, and then I drew into another one. Oh well. What you can do about that, But I'm coming for 10 here with Remorseless on hit, the Remorseless effect, as well as a Frailty. So a pretty, it's not red in the ledger, but these are the on hits that I'm looking to land in this matchup. Frailty is great. Remorseless is great. On my side, I think I should just, I think I should have arsenaled the Immobilizing Shot, because I'm looking to send it away and then shoot in the red in the ledger. Shoot in the Remorseless. I mix those cards up in name sometimes, which is kind of silly. But I think I should have arsenaled the Immobilizing Shot in order to bottom it using Skullbone. Yeah, I'm electing block 6 here. That's fine. I probably shouldn't have. But it doesn't matter. The way they played, they're just gonna be coming in for 5 here. 8 here. Dominate. They're gonna create a ponder on hit. I could have considered actually this happening, but the fact that I had Remorseless arsenaled makes this okay, because I'm just gonna launch that off. They've taken 5 damage already from just Remorseless pings. Actually, is it 5 or it's 6? 5, 5 damage so far from the Remorseless pings. So I'm just gonna hit him again with the Remorseless. That was a good turn cycle for me, honestly. Yeah, I just block with the knock. Sounds good, and then come in with Remorseless. So I'm honestly really okay with how this all went down. I got 9 block value off. The worst thing about that whole turn cycle for me was the fact they got a ponder. So I'm okay with this. All right, so they're activating Skullbone, flipping over a Spire Sniping Blue. That card's, I'm a big fan of Spire Sniping Blue. I think just like 1 or 2 copies is so value in the deck. On my side, I have another kind of crummy hand. So I do have the Take Aim in Arsenal. I'm looking to probably just block with 2 Rage Riders and then flip the Take Aim, hopefully find another pump, and then go activate Death Dealer, pitching Bolt and Shot, load in red in the ledger, and shoot that off. On their side, they're just taking a bunch of damage from these Remorseless pings. Like they've taken, 3 damage so far, 4 damage so far. Fine. That's fine by me. It's a good trade. They're at 11, I'm at 36. This game is very massively favored for me. We both managed to land 1 red in the ledger on each other, and honestly, I think Remorseless has been the all-star this game. I should bottom that. I don't think that's worth keeping there. Yep, just play Take Aim. Do exactly what I said. Yep, load in the red in the ledger. Not off the Take Aim. That would have been a mistake. If I loaded it in off the Take Aim, then I just lose drawing the card, wasting a pitch. Okay, so on their side, they're just going to block out this red in the ledger. That makes sense to me. And then they're just going to pass back, giving me full tempo. I am so far ahead here. More than double their life. Yeah. On this cycle, start off with the opt. I could consider not, just because I have ways to get a face down air into Arsenal that I might want to flip. but I also want to activate my Death Dealer here, so I really want that top card to be a pump. So if I can increase the odds by 50%, then I will do it. Good. Yep, that's good flip. Take aim. I could consider loading in the Bolton Shot here, but I do want to get the draw off Death Dealer. So yeah, I don't do that. Instead, yeah, this is good. I can play Rend the Ledger here and just lock them out of the game. Okay, cool. Drawing in the lace actually just like that just seals this game fully up because I can now. So what I can do is I can put all my pumps on this and then shoot this in for what is that? 9 plus 4, so 13, threatening lethal. They're gonna put a bunch of cards in front of it, and then I can just play Tunic, probably get like Remorseless, and then they won't be able to do anything from there. Like I'm already likely just gonna kill them right here because those on hits are just a death, like sealing their death essentially, signing their death warrant. Maybe that's the saying I'm trying to come up with. But there we go. Do they have 2 more arrows? Maybe they quit. Nope. Okay, so 6 goes through. They're down to 5. I just get to go Codex of Frailty. Then I think I should grab Remorseless. Even just actually Rend the Ledger's fine. Rend the Ledger's probably a little bit safer, I'd say. Yeah, because it just means they like really can't do anything. There's a chance they could still play out like 3 cards here, but they need to block this. I get a Ponder, and you can see how. Yeah, I was gonna say GG's. Here we're on the post game. That was a typical Azalea mirror. That's usually how they go. They're very quick. They're very ruthless. They look incredibly lopsided. I think the game ended with like me at 24, my opponent at 0. So yeah, it was very much a bloodbath of a game. So thanks for sticking around, opponent. Thanks for playing it out. I've actually had a lot of people just quit out on Azalea mirrors because they really don't like playing them. So I do appreciate an opponent sticking around. And also I think they played well. It looks like they were playing quick, and I didn't notice anything incredibly obviously wrong. But again, I think it's tough to really critique what people are doing unless you see their cards. I do want to say that that match showed the highlight of Remorseless as well as Rend the Ledger. Rend the Ledger, kind of obvious, but the first Remorseless I played got 5 pings off. The second one got 4 pings off. So it was a 1 for 10 and then a 1 for 9. So really good card. Besides that, I think I played pretty tight. The only spot that I think I could have made a slightly different decision was, I think it was turn 2, where I actually navigated a pretty crummy hand fairly well. That was the one where I actually managed to find I say find, but like I played the Rend the Ledger. I think I navigated that well, and the fact that I held on to my Rain Razors was just showing patience. So definitely something to sort of pat myself in the back on for. So yeah, that was good, showing patience and trying to carry over an arsenal. And then also, I was kind of impressed with how I sequenced that last turn. I think the game was already over, but I like the way that I just played out the. It's gonna sound kind of goofy, but I like the way that I played out the pumps there, threatening all the pumps on the Bolton Shot, which really just made them have to block all they could right there, and then having the Rend the Ledger just make it so they couldn't even like high roll their way out of that game and like find their own Rend the Ledger. So that was just, I don't know. It was already like a done game, but it was nice to see that actually closed really really strong. Like the fact that it was just they had no way to block out that turn. So as goofy as it sounds, good sequencing for me on that final turn by just playing up my pumps on the leading arrow. Yeah, that was a quick and ruthless game. Thanks for watching. If you had any questions about my choices in game, or you noticed something I could have done better, don't be shy to leave a comment. Also, check out the description for the deck list as well as a link to FaBrary. Thanks again, and until next video.